If Texas politicians want to play doctor, why shouldn't their constituents play patients? That was the impetus behind a recent protest at the Texas state capitol, where grassroots activists donned hospital gowns and knocked on lawmakers' doors to see if the doctor was in.
My procedure, I heard that this is where decisions about my care are being made, and the story is that I am 13. I am a survivor of incest.
Those signs, the Jane Doe signs, represent real Texans who are known in the legal system as Jane Doe. They're abused, abandoned, or neglected teenagers and sometimes kids who are facing an unplanned pregnancy and whose parents aren't around to help them decide what to do next.
So today we were here giving voice to the Janes across Texas, and Janes are the abused and neglected minors who have to go through the judicial bypass process.
Texas law requires anyone under the age of 18 to have a parent's permission to get an abortion. Without that permission, a minor has no choice but to carry their pregnancy to term, unless they can go to court, ask a judge to stand in for their parents, and issue what's called a judicial bypass. That's a court order that allows a minor to decide whether they want an abortion. This year, Texas lawmakers made this process even more difficult for the abused, abandoned, and neglected minors who need it most.
I'm thinking about girls like the one on my sign, Jane Doe, age 15, has an incarcerated parent. She shouldn't be penalized for the circumstances of her life. She should be able to make her own decisions.
The activists even took their Jane Doe stories to the office of Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you. I'm Jane Doe, and I'm here to get my abortion procedure, and my story is that I am a 13-year-old survivor of incest, and my mother's pretty much non-existent.
The Jane Does left their stories behind with lawmakers to remind them that HB 3994, the new law that will make it more difficult for abused and neglected teenagers and kids to get legal abortions in Texas, will affect real people, real Janes.
So many of the Janes in these situations, parents are basically either non-existent in the picture, they're abusive, they neglect their children, they're on drugs, they're incarcerated, undocumented, so the parents are either back in Mexico. There's a lot of situations, very sad situations that these Janes are in.
Governor Greg Abbott is expected to sign the new judicial bypass restrictions into law this June. You can visit hereforjanetx.com to learn more about HB 3994 and how you can help Texas minors who need legal abortion care find the resources they need.